Cheers, legends. Sammy from Short and Stout Beer Reviews. We've got another Imperial Stout for the channel. There's been plenty of them lately, but yeah, I've just done an order through a Sydney bottle shop, and White Bay. They're located in Balmain in Sydney. I haven't had a beer from them for a while, and they're one of my favourite breweries, especially with lagers. I love their lager program. So this is a DOLCE NOIR vintage 2024. So this year's Imperial Stout. It's like an annual release, I'm pretty sure. I think it's always the same malt base, but I reckon they might play around with the adjuncts. So yeah, this one has toasted hazelnut and coconut. So yeah, I just can't remember if that's a regular thing in it or they mix up the adjuncts every now and then. Cheers, Bumpy. Good to see you, brother. Just knocked off night shift, mate. Review time, and then a couple of beers before bed. So yeah, this is at 9.4%. And yeah, it looks like they've done a bit of a brand change. I mean, this can's different to most of their other stuff, but definitely when I seen it, I thought, oh, like I haven't seen any White Bay beers for a while, and I'm like, it looks so different to what they're usual. So yeah, let's hope it's decent. I've got my elegant glassware. Nice way to start the morning with a big empty Stout. Yeah, it's weekend for me now. So yeah, I've just finished night shift and it's Saturday morning. I want a couple of beers, but I also need to try and get a couple of hours sleep as well. So we'll just see how the morning progresses. So yeah, pours very, very nice. So it's like a jet black with a slightly tan head, and it's probably like a 3 to 4 finger head. Pretty tight knit bubbles. Carbonation's probably medium. I'd say body looks like it's about medium as well. But yeah, definitely looks the part. Very elegant in that glass. Let's go a whiff. Very roasty and rich. So you're getting dark chocolate. Definitely getting coconut. It's got that slight nutty vibe, but it's not massive. Bit of biscuit. Maybe some coffee. The coffee might be a bit of a stretch. It's more sort of like dark chocolate. Yeah, and like sort of a balance of roasty and rich. It's not real like Russian Imperial Stout, like bitterness and roastiness. So yeah, you're getting a slight hint of sweetness, but yeah, I'd say rich would be the good word to describe it. Just on the nose. Maybe some brown sugar as well. Anyway, I'm going in. Cheers. Let's hope it's a good one. It's got like a oily mouthfeel. Yeah, the hazelnut's definitely there on the palate. Sort of got that reminds me of a Snickers bar. You're sort of getting chocolate, caramel, and hazelnut. Brown sugar. Cheers, Luke. How are you, brother? So yeah, it's definitely rich. And yeah, on the palate, I'm getting more of like caramel vibe. Caramel, yeah, biscuit. The chocolate is probably not as dark and bitter as what it was on the aroma. But yeah, the coconut I got on the nose, not so much on the palate. Whereas I got slight nuttiness on the palate, but on the flavour, it's real big. I think it was toasted hazelnuts. I think it said it had. Mm. But yeah, it reminds me of a Snickers bar. And I don't think this one's barrel aged. I I do recall getting a barrel aged beer from these guys. Whether it was this same beer but barrel aged in another year of it. But yeah, the name's definitely familiar. I think DOLCE NOIR, or however it's pronounced. I'm pretty sure it's like an Italian dessert sort of name. I think it means like sweet dessert or yeah, something like that. Snickers, have some nuts. Is it Snickers that Mr. T used to do all the advertising for? But yeah, it probably drinks about the ABV that you expect, like that mid 9. It would be really nice in I feel like a rum barrel. This would work really well. But yeah, a solid offering. I've had so many good dark beers lately. Really treated myself. I feel like we've had a pretty average winter. Like when I say average, is in it's been shit. A lot of rain, a lot of cold weather. Um, I mean, we normally get a shitty winter anyway down south here, but I reckon this one's been more brutal than others. And yeah, beers like this, they sort of warm the cockles a little in the shit weather. So even just getting home today, like this morning, was fucking pissing down. It's freezing. It's still raining now. I can hear it outside. So yeah, I'll see what it says on the back. Hard to read. The next instalment of our favourite adjunct laden stout. This year's rendition has been fermented cold with our house lager yeast. There you go. That's different. And has been conditioned on mountains of toasted hazelnut and coconut. It exudes richness. It's time to stop living down there and start living up here. But yeah, they're in a beautiful part of the world. They're in Sydney, right near the harbour. Yeah, and I went to when I did a Sydney trip, I think it was about 2 years ago. This was one of the breweries I really wanted to go to just because of their lagers. And yeah, I remember I walked into the brewery and it's just this fucking massive industrial shed, but like laid out to sort of suit, I don't know, like just a cruisy sesh and had like an environment for families and stuff. Just really big. It just blew me away. I thought, God, they must have some money. But yeah, they used to they featured it was like a partner, a partner, like a boy and a girl that were probably only in their 20s or 30s. Like they worked there together and they were both brewers and they're fucking phenomenal brewers. Like um the guy Dennis, I think his name is. Pretty sure he was American and he's worked with DJ from Mountain Culture and yeah, they were friends and then his partner, I think she's Australian, but she's brewed at some really good places as well. And yeah, they were like an ultimate combo. And yeah, they really turned this brewery into something like awesome. Just yeah, I just couldn't get over how good their lagers are. Like they had a Czech Pilsner sort of based on Pilsner Urquell. And it's that good. I actually reckon it's better than Urquell. I reckon it's the best Czech Pilsner I've ever had. So yeah, there you go. But yeah, the only reason they're not there anymore is they were still young and wanted to travel the world. So I'm not sure whether they're going to go back and brew for White Bay or work for them. Like I had a feeling they might have been part owners. But yeah, last I heard, they were traveling around the world and drinking beers in Europe and living the life. I might pour a little more into the glass. I get on my little tangents and I just yap, yap, yap. But I guess it's a good thing. I find it easy to talk to the camera, even if no one's around. Yeah, we just want in between, Luke. I just want it to be warmer. You just want it to be a little colder. I do like hot weather, but it depends what I'm doing. I just hate trying to sleep. If you don't have aircon, you're trying to sleep and it's like 44 degrees or something like that. It's fucked. Yeah. One of my favourite bands as a teenager, Grinspoon, they're like Aussie sort of pub rock. They've just got back together. You know how it's the big thing now, all these bands we used to listen to are getting back together and that. And anyway, yeah, they're still sound good. Like definitely if they do a gig near me, I want to go see them. Anyway, bridge related. To promo their new album, they're giving away, like, I think it's going to be a couple of fans that pre order the album are going to do a bridge climb with them in Sydney and they're going to hang up the top of the bridge and drink champagne. I'm like, that's fucking awesome. What a cool promo. So yeah, I'll probably pre-order the album just to try and get part of that prize. And they're like four real good dudes. But yeah, imagine just being up on the Harbour Bridge drinking some bubbly. Cheers, Stuart. Good to see you, brother. Hope all's well in Scotland. Oh yeah, cool. I remember going to this like a family friends. They owned a milk bar, right? And I remember going upstairs in the milk bar where the residence was. And one thing that just blew my mind, and I was only a kid, is the daughter had a piece of the Berlin Wall, like in her bedroom. I'm like, that's fucking awesome. So whenever people say they've got, I don't know, a piece of some historical thing, I just always think of that and just think how fucking cool that is. That some random Australian teenage girl's got like a bloody piece of the Berlin Wall after they knocked it down. I'm good because I've just finished work for the week, but I am very, very tired. Mm. Yeah, it's weird, like, because yeah, everyone just thinks Australia is warm and hot and great weather all the time. Like, I mean, there are parts of the country that are a bit like that. They have awesome, like 10, 11 months of the year. But I live down in the south. I'm down near fucking Antarctica, so it gets cold down here, that's for sure. Yeah. Been doing much fishing. So yeah, back to this rich beast of a beer. Yeah, it's got definitely got that bitterness to it. It's sort of like I mean, I know it's got adjuncts in it, but it's definitely more rich and roasty than sweet. So it has vibes of like a Russian Imperial, but it's just not that intense. And yeah, I think on the palate, the main sort of prominent note that you get that makes it slightly different to like a traditional stout is just that toasted hazelnut. Like it's quite strong. And yeah, that's why like it's sort of I know Snickers, I'm pretty sure Snickers is peanuts. But yeah, just the whole chocolate, the chocolate caramel biscuity pastry sort of vibe with that nutty quality. It just reminds me of a Snickers bar in a liquid form. 10:30. Yeah, see, for me, 26 degrees that time of night, like that's nice. Like I'd be fine with that. It's just when it's like in the 40s and shit that's fucked. But yeah, it's obviously a bit different in England when it's like that temperature. So yeah, now I want more white bay beers. Um, yeah, I really need to. They were always a brewery that were hard to get stuff in Victoria. And I don't even know how I sort of got onto them. I think it was like through a beer festival or something. I just tried some of their stuff and was blown away, and all of a sudden was like a White Bay fanboy. Started buying their stuff online, like direct through the brewery. And then I think when that the couple moved on, I think they sort of weren't really like brewing any new beers and sort of slowed. It's almost like it slowed down a bit with distribution and stuff. So, and yeah, when they were bringing out new beers, it was sort of like the same old stuff. So yeah, I sort of stopped buying from them. And yeah, like now I'm like, oh fuck, I need to revisit. But yeah, they were one of those breweries, absolutely nailed lagers, pretty good with dark beers. I felt their West Coasts were good, but I felt like they needed work with their hazies. And I always think that's cool that a brewery needs to improve their hazies because most breweries out there, that's all they fucking brew and they're good at that and nothing else. Whereas, like, yeah, White Bay were killing it with so many styles, and then their hazies were all a bit sort of like subpar, nothing special. So you just thought if their hazies started knocking it out of the park, they'd be an absolute force. But yeah, as far as lagers go in Australia, I always had White Bay in like the top three. Pretty good. But yeah, enough talk about lagers. I've got a stout and I need to wrap it up. So yeah, the score for this one, pardon me. I'm going to say a 4.3 out of 5. I think it's good, but it's just not elite. It's sort of about what I expected, to be honest. I think to elevate it, it would be unreal if it was barrel aged. I actually think some vanilla would have been awesome. I reckon maybe, yeah, the hazelnut's quite intense. So if you don't like hazelnut, you certainly wouldn't like the beer. Yeah, maybe more of that sort of the toasted coconut. If there was more sweetness from that to sort of, I just felt like it was quite rich, quite roasty, quite nutty forward, and then like, yeah, I know, sort of lacked in other areas. But yeah, I mean, still a decent score. Very nice beer. So cheers. Well, I don't know what I'm doing now. I might jump on Craig's Kent beer reviews. So I'm sure most of you know who he is. So join us over there. Might even do maybe another review later today. I've got plenty of good beers in the fridge, and now that it's the weekend, it's a good time for it. So Cheers, peeps. Thanks for chiming in, and we'll see you on the next.